Hey everybody, welcome back to Red Paw Podcast. And myself, Nate, and Dr. Eric Bungay. Great to have you back, sir.
Yeah, thank you, and welcome everybody.
So, today we're going to go a little deep. We've had some really good topics thus far, but every once in a while it's good to throw a wrench in it. So that's what we're doing today. Here comes the wrench. Ready for it? All right. So, what's the biggest threat to your health? What if I told you it wasn't necessarily how you eat, but the state that your nervous system is living in every single day? Yeah, so people are tired, they're stressed, they're anxious, they're not sleeping, they hurt everywhere. Doc, let's talk about this. What is survival mode?
Okay, so our brain, we have three kinds of nervous system. We have the central nervous system, okay, the brain coming down, and then what we call the spinal cord. Then you have the peripheral nervous system, that's leaving all these spaces out to your fingers. And then there's what we call the enteric nervous system, which is your gut. So if your gut doesn't feel good, you get a sense of feeling, okay? If you have a sensation in your finger, it travels up to here, and then it goes to the central nervous system. That central nervous system, we have what we call hormones and stuff. We got the cortisol, the triaxis of regulation of stress. And so we have, it's a pendulum, and it's never staying one way or the other. It's always constantly going back and forth. So we have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic tone. Okay, and that's why being a doctor of chiropractic, it's not so much about medicating a symptom, it's about restoring the good tone control. For instance, parasympathetic, rest and digest. When we go to sleep at night, can we rest and digest and build and grow? When we get up in the morning and we're like, oh, we're late for work, we got to get going. Or we look at our phone and we say, oh my gosh, look at all these texts I got to deal with. That's a sympathetic tone. And so this pendulum is constantly going back and forth. So survival mode would tend to be more of a parasympathetic tone, which is normal. You think about anxiety versus depression, okay? Anxiety is, I don't like the word worry, I like the word concern. I'm concerned about today's agenda versus I'm worried about today's agenda. So survival mode is that healthy concern about what I need to accomplish today, how I need to be proficient, how I need to help people, help myself. I just watched this great video about something about me, thinking about me. So I think survival mode, well, especially today, I mean, let's be real. I mean, this is 2026. We're dealing with a lot of things that we weren't dealing with 2 years ago. Affordability, healthcare, fuel, food, rent. Rent's doubled in the last 5 years for many places. If you have children or pets, your pet all of a sudden is sick or has, I have this little cat has a big tumor, which we can't do anything about. That every time I see her, it's like a little bit of survival mode.
It's coming at us from all angles. So I think all of us could probably resonate with fight, flight, or freeze. Right?
Fight,
what are we going to do? The problem, it actually isn't the fact that we have stress. We all have stress. The problem is never being able to turn it off. That's the problem. For instance, we got, like you just talked about, the work stress, the financial stress, relationship stress.
Fitness stress.
Yes.
Health stress.
Social media staring us in the face, that can stress us out. Yeah. Constant notifications going off, like we talked about in a previous episode.
Yeah.
And then the news. Sometimes I stop watching that. We're not even going to go there. But yeah, it's just, we definitely have it coming at us. So let's talk about this then. Since we know we have it coming at us, what are some signs that we're living in survival mode?
I think the main thing is the need for stimulants, the need for something to help us through the moment, which is okay. I mean, a good cup of coffee in the morning, or lunchtime or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. The need for what do you call it when people stress eat? There's a lot of that today because there's so many snacks available. So there's a word for that, and it's escaping me at the moment. But
I was trying to think of it. Nothing's coming to my mind.
yeah, it's out there.
Stress and eating.
I've heard it many times. But the idea that we have things around us that can help us with this stressfulness. Medications, I mean, if you went to a physician, a doctor's office, or if you do telemed or whatever, hey, I'm always anxious. I'm always feeling like something's happening to me. They're going to have a solution, and hopefully it works. I try to stay away from those things myself. I try to eat well, get a good, not resting well. But as I pointed before in the earlier podcast, people don't sleep as well as you think. Some of us are lucky. I just had an older couple in from Northern California, and he said, I'm pretty lucky if I get 7, okay? And she said, I'm pretty lucky if I get 4, okay? And they're retired. There's no real reason for it. They're okay in life. They're traveling now, but it's not as easy as you think. Is there some incredibles? Is there functional medicine that somehow an adaptogen gets you through it, or melatonin or something? I don't know, but the survival note every day, what I see is folks just saying everything's wrong. I'm super sensitive to everything.
Yeah. Irritability definitely plays a factor when we're constantly stressed out. I mean, it's only natural to be irritable at that point, right? You think it causes people to carry tension in their body?
Oh, well, come on. That's yeah. I mean, fight or flight mode versus parasympathetic mode.
Yeah, where do you think it would hang out most in most of people's bodies?
Like the tension in the shoulders and neck.
Yeah.
Or I'm a big breathing coach. My big thing is not to teach you to inhale, but to teach you to exhale and relax. Mm-hmm. So the idea that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is creating parasympathetic tone to counteract that. And as a physician or chiropractic physician, however you call it, because I see a lot of people for health concerns, one of the main things I try to very early on is just teach them to relax, get out of that survival mode. So chest breathing, mouth breathing, that creates a tone within the brain, the central nervous system, where it's just like, and then if you're lucky, when you get home and have dinner, hopefully early, and you get to bed at a good time, your brain can turn that off. But not so, it's not as easy as we think, especially, I mean, when you're under 45, everything's a lot easier, but getting to 55 and 65, 75, it's 50-50, a lot of people can manage it, but at the same time, the other 50% are having, worried about, health concerns, worried about financial concerns, worried about their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. There's a lot of things out there to be concerned about in the world anymore.
Yeah. So when you're living in this survival mode and you're not able to shut it off, what's that do to the recovery process?
Everybody, first of all, it's easy to say everybody's different, but it's gonna make cell regeneration. It's not just building muscle, it's not just repairing muscle, it's the cell regeneration happening every day. 80% of your body regenerates in 90 days. So that regeneration process maybe will have more oxidative stress, which means it'll be, why do some people age so fast? Extreme athletes, running marathons isn't necessarily healthy, I mean, and it's because of the oxidative stress. Your body never really gets a chance to recover. It stays in that high level of output. But some can do it very easily. I mean, there's who can. We met a friend of yours came and I mean, this guy can run forever. and it really, and then he goes home and goes to sleep, But for me, trying to run a marathon is going to be a lot of oxidative stress in my body. But how does it affect our health? There's the whole, the cortisol, just never, we don't get a chance to regenerate our hormones, and therefore our bodies don't regain that natural cycle of up and down. That's probably the thing that everyone is affected most. The thyroid function, the adrenaline, that whole neuraxis in there is going to be not able. It's going to burn out. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to. It's like anything. You keep taking water out of the vase, and eventually there's no water left. Mm-hmm. And so our human bodies are living parts all working together, and so you're just going to see a depletion of these hormones. A lot of mental conditions, their body just can't keep up, So
I think main point to take from all this, we see the different avenues of how it affects us, being under stress and not getting ourselves the proper recovery. Staying in survival mode versus stepping back and taking some time to get out of that mode. I think the main point that we can see is that the body just can't perform optimally when it constantly feels like it's under attack. Wouldn't you agree?
Mm-hmm. Even right now, as listening to this, what did I do? I took a moment, relaxed my breathing, and smiled.
That's amazing.
I just did it, it just, I was getting all worked up. I was just telling him, someone went careening past my car yesterday. I was this close to having a very serious car accident, and I'm still stressed about it. But if I just take time to and smile and think about, and that's why as a doctor, when I meet people, yes, you have a concern. Okay, there's things, and now I'm not doing psychosocial issues necessarily. I'm doing more physical issues, right? But in the process of having a conversation about how I can be of help, I highlight the positives. I give them, oh, you are sleeping well, or oh, you do have a gym program, or you are. How many people come to me because they're using red light therapy? Okay, they want to see what the other options are. Okay, and how to use it in the best possible way. So look for the positives in your life. Hopefully, it's community and fellowship. Hopefully, it's a lot of us rely on pets, which is a great thing. Enjoyable dinner time. People have. I often, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm having a meal with my closest friends. Things like that, and it just gives them a chance to smile for 1 second. So that is probably the easiest way to get out of survival mode. Is just take that 1 second, look for the positives, breathe well, smile, and maybe shake someone's hand. Just be like, be friendly. Okay, it's not so hard. It's really.
Oh, Mr. Rogers, won't you be my neighbor?
Yes. Oh, I love going to the store. I love going when I'm shopping, and I'm pushing the buggy and yeah, and you have that one person. It doesn't happen every time, but usually, it's like a fellow with a wife and some kids, and and it's just like you just look and say, "How you doing?" That kind of thing, and it's just like, yeah, I'm loving shopping therapy. I'm having a little shopping therapy right now. So it's it might be it is difficult today though, the antisocial, the conflicts, the polarization of our environment in America anyhow. Okay, I don't know about the rest of the world. But I try, and if I don't get it reciprocated, if I don't see someone smiling back or even saying hello or whatever, I don't say hello to everybody, by the way. But when we make eye contact, you do a little. I don't salute people, but a little tap of the hat or just smile and how you doing, that kind of thing, and it's fun, it's interesting, and that's how I deal with my stress. I mean, and I got a bunch. Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
It's not a fun world I live in, but it is at the same time because I have this
I think
The pendulum. I have the
coolest thing
pendulum. Yeah.
about what you do is a huge portion of giving back. You know, the amount of energy you exert in this clinic on the daily and giving back and helping people. I'm not sure about you, but I know a lot of things in my life, motivation wise and happiness wise, come from when I can give back. You know, not sure how many of you out there are on a spiritual level or not, but there's the golden rule. You know, treat people like you want to be treated, and then, there's a scripture out there that talks about there's more happiness in giving than receiving. And so, I love myself like you. You know, you never know that smile that you gave to somebody, how that might change their day.
Yeah.
Was that hard to do? Was it hard to give like that? But you might have just turned somebody's day completely around from that one smile. Mm-hmm. And so I'm definitely on board with you with that. I love the give back aspect, and thank you for the energies that you put forward in that.
Yes, and speaking the spiritual level, I have a fair amount of experience, not in every religion in the world or every belief system, but there are times when I listen to people's situations and just take a few seconds and lead a prayer. It's not everybody's thing. Okay, it's not everybody's thing, but you know what? When the time is there and you do and you can do, and I'm pretty good at it. I used to be a funeral director, so I'm pretty good at the whole spiritual element of life. I'm fair at it. I'm fair. There's much better. I don't want to brag. I'm not by any way, but I can take a moment and there are those that it's. I've seen it, that spirit of giving in a way that they would like to be given to, is of great value in de-stressing their life. Yeah. But it's the same thing like when we're walking, we take a smile. As you said, it's just like, oh, it is a friendly world. Yeah. There is good in the world. You know?
We all need that. We need to feel that. Because sure we all feel times where we're like, man, what in the world? But then that one smile, it's like, okay.
Right. Makes it worth it.
There it is.
Yeah. Someone gave me a tip. 13 years of practice. I've had a couple tips, okay? I've had more recently, which is interesting, okay? But, it's just like that humbleness of like, well, you want to give it back, find some place to, let it, pay it forward somewhere else. But I just, I share it with someone. I meet I know a lot of people in the community, and I'll share it with them. But that humbleness of enjoying a tip when you feel it's sincere, when it's like, hey, you really changed my day, and I love going home in the evening. I call my mom as often as I can and just sharing with her those moments when I have those. It's like today something incredible happened, or today something good happened, or today I helped someone in a way that they'd never been able to be helped. So even this working with you all listening and us talking, I hopefully give you a chance to say, there's great. Your life is great. It's never going to be easier than it, and enjoy these little secrets, these kernels of wisdom.
Well, appreciate you there. Yeah. With regards to, I know we've been talking a lot about fight or flight today and survival mode. With regards to all of this, we might come up with some problems in our body. People see symptoms. But what are your thoughts of maybe the symptom not being the problem?
Well, of course. So the symptom is your body no longer able to compensate. So this goes way back in my schooling. Way before you feel pain, something was going on. That's pain, the symptom, whatever it is. Fatigue. Sleeplessness is a little different. That's just that's just different, okay? And if you do sleep well, enjoy it. But our bodies, the temple that we are given, okay, that we're here to protect and respect by the grace. it can deal with, it can overcome. I don't like the word deal. It can overcome for a long time. It can keep going. You think about diabetes. Do you think it started yesterday? You think about a herniated disc. It didn't start yesterday. You just started feeling it. Now it could have happened because of an event, right? But the place that was getting weaker, the place that broke, wasn't protected for a long time, and then finally it gave. So when we are feeling these symptoms, it's if possible, and this is personal advice, not the doctor's advice in the clinic necessarily, is address these things. As you said, find the foods that agree with you. Find the mucusless diet. If you're waking up with a lot of mucus or something, maybe go gluten-free for a while or whatever. If you're having aches and pains, maybe not stretch so hard. Maybe not overdo the exercise so much. Enjoy light exercise, body weight exercises, things that are simpler. Movement. Movement is king. And find things that you can enjoy to help the mind switch off for a little while. Music. One of the things that I've discovered recently is a dimmer, not a blue light like this, but more of a redder light. Okay, an incandescent light is what we call it. Okay, remember old light bulbs? At night, and then reading a book of poetry for half an hour out loud before you go to sleep is a way to just take that tone to a place of introspection, a place of Bible verses, something like that. Whatever whatever it is you like, or just a good book. Some people like to read a lot, and so find habits that you can incorporate. Whether taking, I love. There's a couple people that I see during lunchtime just walking. I just see them taking this walk. They're not on their phone. They're not staring down. They don't have their iPads talking as they walk. They're just walking, listening to the birds, listening to the winds, even cars driving by. There's a value to that. I love driving with the windows down, and just no radio, just, connecting to being real. There used to be a saying, keep it real.
Yeah, I think there's much value to be had in that statement. I think sometimes people today chase medications and things of that nature to dull what they're dealing with. But realistically, some of the things you just mentioned are plenty enough to allow our system to get back to where it needs to be. Those more relaxing things. And so it's amazing. If we just give back to our body, it's amazing how awesome our body is at responding. But we got to give back to it. We got to give it what it needs. Sometimes it's just shutting that stuff off.
When you feel pain, it's your body talking to you. I'm saying, think about we live in the Western world, and you can go and you see all these cures and remedies and stuff. Okay. But think about all these folks around, someone in Siberia. What resources do they have? A lot of sub-Saharan countries, or in the South, indigenous populations, wherever they are, even up till, recently, folks would sit around a campfire at night and tell stories. Watch the children play for a couple of minutes, wash the dishes. There was a good one. I love washing dishes. I mean, it's such a rewarding thing. It's
like why you work, right?
Wax down, wax out. I love cleaning. I'm very good at cleaning, and I just love it because it's just like this. Like nothing else matters for this moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring myself down to the basics and just be present. Maybe sing a song while you're doing it.
I like it. Present. That's a good thing.
Yeah, being present. That's a big lesson in martial arts. I'm a martial artist, and the thing about martial arts is you don't get pulled into things. You've removed yourself from whatever, so you can interact, not react. Well, that's probably a good point here, right? Interact, be present, not react.
100%.
There you go.
100%. I like it. I like it. So today we've talked a lot about different ways that we can decompress and get out of that survival mode. Many things that are relaxing and can allow our body the proper time to recover. With regards to, now we do know there are many types of recovery tools out there that can create an environment where the body can start healing. And fortunately, you and I have the privilege of working in one of those modalities with red light therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so we would encourage any of you that haven't had the opportunity to try red light yourself.
Yeah.
We'd encourage you to try it out. You know, in any fashion that you can, to allow yourself that way of decompressing and giving back to your body. You know, I think there's a lot of hard facts to face with regards to being honest with ourselves. You know, are we giving back to ourselves? Are we doing what we need to do? It's just a hard truth. But a lot of us are living with messed up nervous systems, dysregulated, not where they need to be. And the fact of the matter is, if we don't take charge, that dysregulation will. That's fact. So the question is, are we taking charge? Are we using the different forms of modalities that are out there to help us out, to give us every chance we have? I don't know about you, Doc, but I've always been one of those kind of guys that I say the more the merrier when it comes to giving my body every chance it has. You know, because we're fighting so much. Are we giving it every chance that we can? You know,
Yeah, and look for new things. All the sound therapies right now. Sound therapies, not something I listen to music. All kinds of music. You know, but you know, exploring new things, or you know, saying, that wasn't so good. You know, don't be afraid to say no. You know, you know, go with your gut. You know, hey, I tried something, and I've seen a lot of different stuff, and some of it, I'm not sure. I have to be careful when I'm talking to people about things because I don't want to insult. But I'm a more biopsychosocial, physical person, and I'm talking about you doing dishes and humming and singing. I'm talking about taking a walk. I'm talking about reading at night. I'm talking about using the bed, or you know, even chiropractic. You know. Wonderful 65-year-old lady today. She was in last week, and I mean, her neck was way over. You know, this C1. I mean, you felt it way over there. Okay, and then she came in. She was in here just a little bit ago, and it stayed. You know, that kind of, you know, I'm very gentle with what I do. It's not the aggressive techniques that you might be used to, or if you've been to someone. But even the idea of the chiropractic alignment. A lot of people don't like massage therapy. They don't want someone touching them all over, and I understand that. You know, saunas, hot tubs, swimming. You know, there's a great one. Bicycling, what a great thing. You know, so just you have to find your way. Maybe it is a bowl of ice cream. Maybe it is, you know, watching you know, the next episode of your favorite show or your podcast, and, you know, enjoying, I don't know, Cherry Garcia. You know, hey, I put some pretzels in it. Pretzels and ice cream.
salty and sweet, right?
You know, I mean, why not? You know, just, you know, realize, you know, that's part of your caloric intake for the day. So you got to, you know, manage your calories for the day, and oxidative stress. So we eat a lot of, you know, healthy too. So everyone does. That is the miracle of life. How many different paths there are, really. Mm-hmm. Honestly, even him and I, almost night and day. Almost night and day. My two sons, night and day. The sisters, you know, night and day. 3 different sisters. One blonde, one brunette, one redhead. You know, I mean, come on. You know, different terms. It's just, but there's something there. There's something there. Whether maybe it's your pet, maybe it's your church, maybe it is that doctor you go to. You know, maybe it is that once a month chiropractic wellness visit, or, you know, or some sort of a healer that works with you. But look for the positives, keep it real, and but I'm going to say, of all what you would think of therapies, okay, there is no comparison to what this does. TMIs. I mean, there's just no comparison. Uh, it's somehow it's part of our being. It's not trying to manipulate us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not trying to fix us. It's simply the natural processes that de-stress us every day and create cell regeneration. Okay? It's not blocking inflammation. It's modulating it, making it a healthy process, giving it an end. Yes, we have arthritis. We have to be careful. Getting old tonight, our knees, get old, or hips, or whatever gets old. But the ability of these red light therapies, especially the advances in the last couple of years, are so phenomenal, so different than everything else that I've ever seen. And even next weekend, I'm going to a big seminar up in another big city just to see another modality. Not going to be the same thing, but I think they're the best of what they do, and I want to see what they offer. I want to see people who are doing it every day. It's something I can't offer to everybody. Like red light therapy, I can offer to everybody. If you're sensitive or older, weak, whatever, take it slow at the beginning, work your way up, But a lot of these therapies, you have to be very careful, and this is just the one thing: whole body, deep treatments, at-home therapy, telomeres, mitochondria, intercellular circulation, and then stem cells. No other therapy does those the minute you put it on it. The minute it's on me, it's doing that. Reducing oxidative stress, modulating inflammation, creating cell regeneration, creating mitochondrial function and energy, creating stem cell health and proliferation. It's enjoyable. I try to like write 10 reasons people do it. Well, one of them, it's actually kind of enjoyable.
Relaxing. Who doesn't like relaxing?
Oh yeah, it's
Well,
much easier than a massage.
definitely a lot of options out there, but the fact of the matter is, if we're going to win the fight against constantly feeling like we're in fight or flight mode or survival mode, then we need to be doing something or put things into our life that can relax us. And red light happens to fall into that category. And we encourage each and every one of you to try it to see if it's something that you can do that doesn't add more time to your life. It just goes with your life to help you out.
Yep. You're at home every day. You're gonna be at home every day. You're gonna be sitting in a chair every single day, laying in bed, taking that spot treater, putting it on your knee, your wrist, your shoulder, whatever, and you can fall asleep, and then it'll has a timer, and it'll turn off, and then you wake up and you hit the timer again, put it somewhere else, put it on tummy time. Always tummy time. Help the anybody talking about parasympathetic tone, okay? Punching this is stressing the body out, okay? It's not. I'm willing to debate. Does it create a rest and digest tone? Yes, maybe thumping that vagus nerve, maybe thumping that digestive system stimulates it, okay? But really, it doesn't need to be stimulated. It just wants to be supported. It wants to have a whole body consciousness saying, I'm ready to digest my food. It doesn't want to be punched and woken up. It's already awake. Your body is awake right now. It's right now, while in this podcast, probably between the three of us, 300 million cells regenerated. We didn't have to do anything. So if you want to balance out that stress tone or survival mode, or sympathetic tone, put that spot treater right in your tummy. Yeah, and on your face for a little bit. Hold it back here and just and it has a higher wavelengths that go through the transcranial, so it actually really does help the brain quite a bit. With imagine inside the skull, it's trapped. the only way in and out through these couple little holes here, right, for circulation. Imagine the cytokine storm, being trapped in there and trying to get out. Whereas these wavelengths can actually help it modulate that, get it out, get the fresh in, and restore whatever system's making those neurotransmitters. It's actually, while it's on there, it's actually helping it happen, helping it. Oh yeah, so tomorrow we're going to need endorphins. It's building its little storehouse while de-stressing it and getting the bad stuff out. I mean, this is a miracle that we have this option. And sunlight. We didn't even mention sunlight. Take it early morning or late evening when it's more red versus the midday where it's very. And we live in the South. It's pretty intense during the Going late on the beach from 12 to 2, you're going to be cooked. Okay, but you go from 8 to 10. And it's more the red wavelengths. These wavelengths we promote here, utilize, in ourselves and for our friends.
Yeah, I think I've heard it before about the sun gazing. With respects to that time of day, just being in that light that's not the harmful light as of yet. How good it is for the body. So I agree with you. And we live by the beach here. I'm not sure that all of you have that opportunity, but
all you got to do is go out back.
Take that time to get to the beach and take that walk. Relax.
Yeah, wear a tank top, some shorts.
There you go.
And good walking shoes, though. I'm not a big flip flop guy. You got to core, knees, and toes, and you heel toe, right, left. So decent shoes, and if they are cushion shoes, keep in mind that after a couple of months, that cushion has changed. So my thing is, you put your foot down and you try to push it to the side. And if you see it give, you got to recycle them. I mean, and I know they still look good and they're perfect and they're pretty and they're your favorite shoes. But when you are exercising, getting this stuff, enjoying outside, it's. I just see people wearing these shoes and it's just like, oh, it's not easy.
What do you think?
On you.
Start from the ground up, right?
Yeah. Well, I start from the core down, and then I support the ground. So core, knees, and toes, not toes, knees, and core. So core, knees, and toes. But I just thought I'd bring it up. Sorry. I shouldn't say sorry. No one ever has to say they're sorry to me. I understand. I don't.
All right. So today we've really broken down into about that survival mode. We're grateful that it's come to our attention that we need to be more aware of our surroundings and make sure we're not in fight or flight, but rather we're doing the fighting ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're staying ahead of that mode. So here's a real question. Let's just be real. When was the last time any of us felt rested? If you couldn't answer that question right away, maybe that's your body's way of trying to tell you something. So if you want a fighting chance to stay ahead of any disastrous outcomes to come because of you not allowing your body to de-stress, maybe now's the time. So we thank you for tuning into Red Paw today. Awesome subject. Thankful for Doc's insights and this wonderful conversation. Thankful for all of you. Let's get healthy together. And until next time on Red Paw, we'll have some more great stuff to talk about. We'll see you then.
Yeah, he's doing good. Thank you, Nate. See you.